This is going to be such a difficult review for such a simple, just horror movie, but it's based off a video game that I have played, so there's a lot of emotions going through, but just know if you're a horror fan, you're going to enjoy this movie even if you have played the game. Until Dawn stars Ella Rubin is about a group of friends trapped in a time loop where mysterious foes are chasing and killing them in gruesome ways. From director David F. Sandberg, the man that directed both Shazam movies, but most importantly, Annabelle Creation and Lights Out, we are talking the brand new video game movie, Until Dawn. So like I said, I played this game one time, and I'll say right now, I'm not a die-hard fan of the game. I enjoy the game. I think it's a good game. It's a game to where you make your own decisions. You can kind of create who survives, who doesn't, what ending you get. It's a point-and-click kind of game. But the thing is, the game has like very famous actors, like Rami Malek is in it, the girl from Scream, Patty or whatever. They're in this game, and it feels like a movie with story, characters, and it's 10 hours long. This movie is not the game, the story game, but it's taking a lot of bits from the game and creating a new setting and new characters. And in my personal opinion, I'm fine with that because, again, the video game feels such like a movie. Like, it's different with, like, a Mario, where it's, like, famous Mario characters, different adventures make it into a movie. That's fair. But this game feels like its own movie. So this movie is overall, like, a different type of setting. It's a sequel, you could basically say. So, as I said, I went to this movie theater not really like excited or disappointed or anything. I just like, all right, I would like to see David F. Sandberg go back to the horror genre because after the Shazam movies, I'm like, listen, does no one realize that this guy is such a big YouTube nerd? Like, he has a YouTube channel, he makes videos, he's one of us in our community, if you ask me, and he is such a just inspiration because his movie Lights Out, he made a short film and then he made it into Lights Out. There's a lot we could get into, but again, let's get into this review. So, of course, beginning with the positives, holy freaking crap. The practical effects, yes. From makeup to kills to just most of this movie, it is practical effects. In the trailer, you know that worm in that scene in the trailer where there's a worm in her face? That's practical. There's probably a little bit of CGI when it goes in her face, whatever, but for the most part, that is a practical effect. All of the kills, like 90% of least what I watched, were practical. The Wendigos, practical. Maybe some of the teeth and the gruesome in the teeth, probably some CGI, but the makeup and the people in suits, the Wendigos are practical. The practical effects are awesome. It is just, thank you, David F. Sandberg. Thank you. Like, as a horror fan, seeing this movie with a big budget, using so much practical effects, so much blood, all the kills just felt like body doubles and explosion bodies. Like, this is the stuff us horror fans want to see, and I really appreciate all that. The cast, all of the 5 members work together pretty well. All of them give good performances. They all have their good banter. There's actually some genuine funny moments in this movie, but for the most part, you feel bad for them when they're getting killed every night and they have to repeat and figure out what the hell's going on. And overall, I just feel like the experience of this movie being a horror movie like Groundhog Day, where it's repeating itself, it's fun. It keeps you on your toes on who gets killed first, how do they get killed, ghosts, spirits, and the movie does a good job at like referencing other horror movies. Then obviously it's coming from the game, the Wendigos, whatever, the Mask Killer. Like, there's certain things from the game that are here. Dr. Hill, obviously the character from the game, is in this movie. Very different in how it is portrayed, but overall it is the same character without spoiling the movie. But for the most part, I feel like this movie does a good job for an hour and 43 minutes entertainment, especially as a horror fan. Like, it is just entertaining. Fun kills. It was very filmed, very nice. Nice shadowing, sound mixing, just a really nice practical effects where like the settings were practical. It wasn't all just CGI. Like I truly don't know if there was like a ton of CGI in this movie. There was one monster that was huge. I was like, all right, that's CGI. But for the most part, I mean, this movie is just a practical horror film in 2025, which is awesome to see. But now, let's get more into the video game to the movie. I'm going to say this because it's the truth. This movie is really underdeveloped. I mean, there are just things said in this script that are just thrown away that are major plot points. And I truly, like, as an audience member, that if you don't play the game and you're watching this movie, I don't feel like the movie does a good job explaining the time loop. What is going on? What is happening? They do their thing with the Wendigos, which honestly, I as a fan of the game, because in the Wendigos in the game were creepy as hell, and I don't want to spoil what they are, but the movie does that storyline in the third act, and I wish the Wendigos had more of a prominent role, but that's just me because I played the game. And when it comes to this, they do take a plot point from the game where, like, these characters are coming to a setting to where there's a person who's gone missing beforehand. This time, it's a sister, and I just feel like the sister dynamic never felt impactful. Our main character, who is Ella Rubin, who's good in the role, I just never cared for this sister character. It's supposed to be a very emotional, deep thing for her, but as an audience member, the movie just undercooked it. Dr. Hill, the character from the game who's in the movie, undercooked, honestly. He gets his big third act monologue of like explaining things that's very poorly done. But the thing is, this whole movie just feels like, hey, time loop, scary monster, awesome blood effects, have a good time. The movie doesn't give you time with these characters to really connect. It's good performances, they have good banter, they work together well, but actual interesting characters and interesting storyline, because that game is 10 hours of a very interesting story and very creepy and very dark. This just feels like, hey, here's the gimmick, have fun with the gimmick. That's all you really get. So that was really disappointing because, again, coming from the video game, it's like there is so much rich story there that you could do. But again, I appreciate the movie for doing something, at least trying different, but also trying to give you Easter eggs from the game, because there is those in this movie. But in the end, I feel like even as a movie fan, it just felt like a really underdeveloped movie with just a lot of gimmicks that were fun to watch and really enjoyed because of the practical effects. But in the end, it is a forgettable movie. I'm going to give Until Dawn a C+. And again, no spoilers, but if you've played the video game, the last shot of the movie, it's a nice little nod and kind of answers what this movie is, because I can't tell you what this movie is. And when you see the movie, you're like, oh, you want to say that certain word, Jacob. It's like, yeah, I do, but I can't because it's a spoiler. But fans of the video game, the last shot of the movie is a nice little like, oh, there that is. So yeah, anyway, guys, enjoy this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.